Listen to me very carefully, because what I'm about to tell you isn't a coincidence, and it's not random that you're here right now, in this very moment, reading these words, feeling whatever you're feeling in your chest. Someone has been dreaming about you, not just any dream, but the kind of dream that feels so real, they woke up with your name on their lips, with a memory of your presence so vivid, they could almost feel your hand in theirs, almost hear your voice echoing in the spaces between their heartbeats. This person, whether you've been thinking about them or try to forget them, whether you've been hoping or healing, they saw you, and heaven wants you to know this wasn't their mind playing tricks on them. This was a divine appointment, a sacred moment when the veil between souls grew thin and the universe said, "It's time." You see, when someone dreams of you with such intensity, such clarity, it's because your spirits are speaking a language that words could never capture. It's because there's unfinished business written in the stars, conversations that were never completed, feelings that were never fully expressed, and a connection that the physical world tried to sever, but the spiritual realm refuses to let go. Right now, as you're taking in these words, that person might be going about their day, but underneath everything they're doing, underneath every smile they get of someone else, underneath every task they complete, there's a whisper of you, there's a question they can't shake. Why did I dream about them? What does this mean? And the angels are smiling because they know what's coming. They know that this dream wasn't just a memory surfacing. It was a message being delivered. Think about the timing. Think about where you are in your life right now, what you've been praying for, what you've been releasing, what you've been calling in. Nothing happens by accident in this universe. Every dream is a doorway, and when someone walks through that doorway and finds you there, it's because your souls have work to do together, lessons complete, love to remember. Maybe you've been feeling it too, that strange pull, that inexplicable sense that someone is thinking about you, that energy that makes you look at your phone, expecting a message, that warmth that washes over you out of nowhere. That's not your imagination. That's the spiritual connection activating, responding to the dream they had, answering the call that their subconscious sent out into the cosmos. And here's what makes this so powerful. Heaven wouldn't allow this dream to happen if something sacred wasn't about to unfold. The divine doesn't waste moments. The universe doesn't send signals without purpose. This dream is the first domino, and what comes next is going to shake the very foundation of what you thought was possible. The angels have been keeping watch, and they've told me things about this person that are going to make your heart skip a beat. You need to understand something profound. While you've been living your life, moving forward, maybe even convincing yourself that this connection doesn't matter anymore, or that it's better to leave the past where it belongs, this person has been carrying you, not just in passing thoughts, not just when something reminds them of you, but in the deep, quiet moments when the world goes silent and the soul speaks its truth. They've been talking to the universe about you. Late at night, when sleep won't come and vulnerability breaks through all their defenses, they've whispered your name into the darkness. They've asked questions. Are they okay? Do they think about me? Was I wrong to let them go? Is there still a chance? And the angels have been collecting every single one of those prayers, every single one of those midnight confessions, storing them like precious gems in heaven's treasury, waiting for the perfect moment to create a bridge between your worlds again. This dream, this visitation of you in their subconscious, is the answer to their hidden yearning. But here's what the angels revealed that you need to hear. This person has been fighting an internal war. On one side, there's their logical mind, their ego, their fear, telling them to move on, to be practical, to protect themselves from potential pain. On the other side, there's their soul, their heart, their intuition, screaming that you are significant, that what you share was real, that the connection you have doesn't come along twice in a lifetime. And right now, after this dream, that internal war has reached a critical point. The spiritual realm is tipping the scales. You see, when heaven orchestrates a dream like this, it's not just for entertainment. It's intervention. It's a universe saying, you've tried to ignore this. You've tried to rationalize it away, but I'm going to make you feel so intensely that you cannot deny it anymore. This person woke up from that dream feeling something they haven't felt in a long time. Hope. Even if they don't want to admit it. Even if they're scared of what it means. Somewhere deep inside them, a light turned back on. A door they thought they'd close forever just opened a crack, and your energy is seeping through. The angels also showed me that this person has been protecting themselves with silence. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much. They've been afraid that reaching out would make them vulnerable, that admitting how much you still mean to them would give you power to hurt them again, or that maybe you've moved on and they'd be interrupting your peace. But the dream shattered that wall. It reminded them why you were so important, why your presence in their life felt like home, why no one else has been able to fill the space you left behind. There are tears that fall where no one can see them, tears that soak into pillows in the middle of the night, tears that stream down faces in empty cars or behind closed bathroom doors, tears that the world never witnesses but heaven records in its infinite memory. And I need you to know that the angels have been collecting this person's tears, every single one that's been shed over you, over what could have been, over the timing that seemed all wrong, over the words that were never said, and the moments that slipped away. These aren't tears of weakness. These are tears of truth, the kind of tears that only come when something matters so deeply that the soul can't contain it anymore, when the heart is so full and so empty at the same time that the only release is to cry. This person has cried about you more than you know. Maybe they've never shown you that side. Maybe they've always appeared strong or distant or like they had it all together. But in their private moments, in the conversations they have with God, when no one is listening, they've broken down. They've asked for understanding. They've begged for clarity. They've pleaded for peace, and sometimes, in their most honest moments, they've asked for you back. The dream they had, the one where you appeared so vividly, so undeniably, it broke something open in them. It brought all those suppressed emotions rushing back to the surface, and with it came tears again. But these tears are different. These are tears of recognition, tears of awakening, tears that say, I can't keep pretending this doesn't matter. Heaven sees these tears, and heaven is responding. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The divine doesn't ignore the cries of a sincere heart. When someone's tears are authentic, when their longing comes from a place of real love, and not just ego or possession, the universe moves mountains to answer those prayers. And right now, mountains are moving. You might be thinking, but why does any of this matter? Why are you telling me about their tears, about their pain? Because you need to understand the depth of what's happening. This isn't a casual situation. This isn't someone who occasionally thinks about you when they're bored or lonely. This is someone whose soul is actively seeking yours, whose spirit has been reaching across whatever distance or silence exists between you, whose heart has been holding a space for you even when logic said to let go. And the tears, those sacred tears that heaven has been witnessing, they're the proof of the authenticity. The universe doesn't respond to surface-level desires. It responds to soul-deep truth. And this person's truth is that you matter. You've always mattered. The dream was heaven's way of saying, stop fighting it. Stop pretending. The connection is real, and it's time to honor it. Now, let's talk about you, because none of this is random. And the fact that you're here, that these words found you, that something in your spirit said, pay attention when you came across this message. It's all part of the same divine orchestration. Heaven isn't just sending messages to the person who dreamed about you. There's a message for you too, and it's urgent and it's beautiful, and it's exactly what your soul needs to hear in this moment. First, you need to release the guilt. If you've been carrying guilt about this connection, about choices you made or didn't make, about words you said or left unsaid, about the way things ended or the way they never quite began, I need you to hear this clearly. The universe doesn't work on timelines of regret. Everything happened exactly as it needed to happen to bring you to this point of awakening. You were never wrong. You were learning. You were growing. You were protecting yourself when you needed to, and you were allowing space when space was necessary. But now the season is shifting. Can you feel it? That restlessness in your spirit, that sense that something is about to break open, that knowing that keeps you up at night or wakes you at strange hours. That's not anxiety. That's anticipation. Your soul knows what's coming before your mind does. And here's the truth that the angels want you to understand. You deserve to be chosen. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to have someone dream about you and wake up wanting to do something about it. You deserve a love that doesn't hide, a connection that doesn't play games, a relationship that honors the sacredness of what two souls can create together. And if this person is the one, if this connection is meant to evolve into something more, then heaven is already paving the way. But you have a role to play too. You can't sit back passively waiting for the universe to do all the work. You have to meet the divine halfway. That means being open, being vulnerable, being willing to communicate truth even when it's scary, being brave enough to show up as your authentic self without armor or pretense. It means trusting that what's meant for you will find you, but also understanding that you have to be available to receive it. Are you available? Have you cleared the space in your heart, in your life, in your energy field, for this connection to return or deepen? Or are you still holding on to old pain, old patterns, old stories that keep you locked in protection mode? The universe is asking you to choose faith over fear right now. It's asking you to trust that this dream, this sign, this divine intervention is real and worthy of your attention. And it's asking you to prepare yourself for what comes next, because the energy is accelerating. The pieces are falling into place. And soon you're going to have to make a decision that could change everything. So here we are at the edge of something extraordinary, standing at the threshold between what was and what could be. And I need to tell you that what happens in the next 72 hours is critical. Not dramatic, not fabricated, but genuinely, spiritually, cosmically critical. The dream was the first wave. It sent ripples to the spiritual realm, activating dormant connections, awakening sleeping possibilities, setting in motion a series of events that have been written in the stars for longer than you realize. But the dream alone isn't enough. Heaven has shown me that there's a window, a brief but powerful window of opportunity, where the veil is thin, where manifestation is accelerated, where a small action can create massive shifts. Within the next 3 days, you're going to feel something. It might be a sudden urge to reach out, or a message arriving that you weren't expecting, or a synchronicity so undeniable that you can't brush it off as coincidence. Pay attention. Don't dismiss these signs. Don't rationalize them away. The universe is speaking directly to you, and it's speaking the language of miracles. This person who dreamed about you, they're on their own journey right now. They're processing, they're feeling, they're deciding whether to be brave or to retreat back into silence. And the angels have told me that what tips the scale, what determines whether this becomes a beautiful reunion or remains an unfinished story, is the energy both of you are putting out into the universe right now. Your thoughts matter. Your prayers matter. Your willingness to forgive, to be open, to release control over the outcome. It all matters. Here's what I know. True divine connections don't die. They may go dormant. They may go quiet. They may even appear to be over. But if the love was real, if the soul recognition was authentic, it never truly ends. It just transforms. It waits. It prepares both people for a higher level of union. And sometimes the universe has to break you open, break both of you open, before you're ready to love in a way you're truly meant to love. The dream was the crack in the armor. What comes next is the breakthrough. But, and this is important, there's something the angels haven't revealed yet. There's a final piece, a secret that heaven is holding close. Something about the true purpose of this connection that goes deeper than romance, deeper than companionship, deeper even in the love you felt so far. This connection has a mission. You two together create something the world needs. And in the next revelation, in what I'm being shown about the coming days, everything will become clear. But for now, all you need to do is trust. Trust the dream. Trust the process. Trust that you didn't find this message by accident. Something sacred is unfolding, and your story is just beginning. The angels are whispering one more thing. Something about a specific sign you're about to receive within 48 hours that will confirm everything. But they won't let me reveal it yet. You'll know it when you see it. And when you do, come back. Because what happens after that sign appears? That's when the real magic begins.